Welcome to week 4 of your 30-day yoga commitment. Congratulations on making it this far. If you've noticed that you've kind of dropped off or maybe you've missed a few days, what I want you to do is approach yourself with compassion and approach yourself with kindness as you recognize that sometimes we have barriers that get in the way of what we commit ourselves to doing. So in yoga, what we work towards is this heat of practice, or tapas, that we develop, this fire for practice and dedication. And so I'm hoping that in treating yourself with gentle, compassionate, just kindness, that perhaps you can let go of any of that guilt or shame you might feel if you weren't able to practice every day, and just allow yourself to return to that fiery, dedicated practice for this last week and a half or so of our commitment. So with that, feel free to close your eyes and tune into your breath, noticing how it flows naturally as you come to your mat, maybe for the first time today. And then begin to invite your breath to deepen or slow. Perhaps even in igniting the ujjayi breath, the whispering breath, by restricting the muscles at the back of your throat and breathing in and out of your nose. The ujjayi breath builds heat, another sort of fire, and also helps us to remember to breathe throughout the practice. So we dedicate our practice to connecting with breath as we move from pose to pose. As you feel ready, please find your way to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your hands are shoulder width apart, knees are as wide as your hips. Tuck your toes and lift your hips. And feel free to make any movements here that your body asks for. Maybe pedaling your feet, coming onto tippy toes, bending your knees, whatever your body asks. And then begin to settle in, if you haven't already, to your first downward facing dog of the practice. On an inhale breath, step your right foot forward into a lunge. As you exhale, step your left foot forward into standing forward fold. As you inhale, step your right leg back for low lunge. As you exhale, step back, downward facing dog. And we'll do that again. I'll mirror you this time. As you inhale, step your left foot forward into a lunge. As you exhale, step your right foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, step your left leg back this time. And as you exhale, find downward facing dog. Continue to connect consciously with your breath, and at the end of an exhale, step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. On an inhale, slowly round up one vertebra at a time, stack your spine into neutral. We'll warm the body up, building heat through Surya Namaskar A and then B. So we'll start with A. As you inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold to touch the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down to low push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades onto your back, spread your collarbones wide, tops to your feet on the mat, Cobra, Bhujangasana. As you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. At the end of an exhale, step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold to touch the earth. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, low push-up. Chaturanga Dandasana. Shoulder blades on your back. Come to your knees if you need to. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades back, collarbone spreads. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. The end of an exhale, step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold, touch the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. At the end of an exhale, step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, palms together. Release your hands. We'll move through Surya Namaskar B now. As you inhale, bring your arms up high, sink low like you're sitting into a chair. Utkatasana. Tailbone points down to tone the belly and fill up the low back. On an exhale breath, fold forward, touch the earth. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, warrior one. Arms come up overhead, bend into your right knee. On an exhale breath, bring your hands down to the mat, step your right leg back, lower down, low push-up, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Bring your arms up overhead, bend into your front knee. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, step your left leg back, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. At the end of an exhale, step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, Samastiti. Release your hands. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, fold to touch the earth. As you inhale, step your left leg back into a lunge. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Press into your left heel, pushing it behind you to strengthen your legs. From that strength, as you inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead, Alanasana, crescent lunge. Inhale, find length in the sides of your body. Exhale, open up, warrior two to face the side. Bend into your right knee. Your left toes either point to the side or they can turn in slightly. As you inhale, extend your right arm up, your left arm goes back. Continue to bend into your right knee for reverse warrior, Urdhva Virabhadrasana. As you exhale, bring your right forearm to your thigh, your left arm up by your ear for Uttita Parshvakonasana, extended side ankle pose. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. As you inhale, step your right leg back and get strong in your legs. Press back through your right heel, root down to the earth. As you inhale, arms come all the way up. Crescent lunge, Alanasana. Inhale to find length in the sides of your body. As you exhale, open up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Bend into your left knee. Your right toes either point towards the side or can turn in slightly. Inhale, lift your left arm up, right arm back. Reverse warrior, Urdhva Virabhadrasana. On an exhale, left forearm to your thigh, right arm up by your ear for Utthita Parshvakonasana, extended side angle pose. On an exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. This time, step back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, step your right foot forward, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. So we've been here, okay? Bend into your front knee, hips shine forward, arms come all the way up overhead. As you exhale, clasp your hands behind. Inhale, find length in the sides of your body. As you exhale, come forward, humble warrior. And notice how your hips want to kind of go out towards the side. See if you can have your hips point straight back. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Straighten your right leg. Fold over for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your back toes around, bend into your left knee, arms come all the way up overhead. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, clasp your hands behind. Maybe do it the weird way this time, so it feels different. Get long through the sides of your body as you inhale, and then as you exhale, come forward, humble warrior. And again, scoop your tailbone under so that your hips point straight back. As you exhale, hands come to the mat. Straighten your left leg. Hips shine behind you. Fold over, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, extend your right leg up behind you, and then float it through for half pigeon. So your right knee comes towards your right wrist, towards the outer edge of your hip. And as you exhale, come forward and down. If you find that your head is kind of dangling there, you can stack your fists and rest your forehead there to help support your cervical spine, your neck. Find your hands on the earth. As you exhale, down dog. Inhale, extend your left leg up behind you and float it through for half pigeon on the other side. Again, get your knee towards the outer edge of your hip. And then as you exhale, come forward and down, half pigeon. Feel free to stack your fists to rest your forehead on. Just help support your neck, or you can bring your arms all the way out if your head touches the mat. Find your hands on the earth, come up to where you started, and then lean over onto your left hip, swaying your right leg around. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Draw your left leg back. Get long through the sides of your body, leading with your left side. Twist over your front leg, folding forward for Janu Sirsasana, head of the knee pose. Inhale to release. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Draw your right leg back. Leading with the right side of your belly. Twist and fold over your left leg. Janu Sirsasana, head of the knee pose. It doesn't matter so much where your hands or your head go. Even if you're here, just allow yourself to think twisting over the front leg as you fold. Inhale to come all the way back up. Extend your legs long onto the mat. You can internally rotate your thighs manually. And then as you exhale, fold over, let your hands land wherever they do for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Notice what happens if you think about pressing the back of your thighs into the mat. On an inhale, slowly come up, lie down onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. And then as you inhale, extend your arms out into a T. Exhale, let your knees fall gently to the left, gaze to the right. Jatara Parivartanasana. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Switch sides, let your knees fall to the right, gaze to the left. Jatara Parivartanasana. Inhale, draw your legs back to center. As you exhale, extend your legs long onto the mat for Shavasana. Bring your hands by your side. Close down your eyes and allow yourself to rest fully and completely. Allow yourself to become conscious of your breath. Feel your body resting on the earth. And begin to make gentle movements with your fingers, your toes. And then gradually make yourself your way to your right side, resting in the fetal position, letting your right arm cradle your head. Keeping your legs and your head heavy, use your hands to push yourself to a comfortable seat. Eyes remain closed. Draw your hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, the mudra of the heart. May our daily practice through this 30-day yoga commitment ignite in us a heat, a desire for further practice, or at least enough practice to help us get to our mats daily during this commitment and somewhat regularly after. In Sanskrit, we chant, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, which means may all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of our own lives contribute in some way to that happiness and that freedom. The light and love in me honors and acknowledges the light and love in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me over this last month of practice. Thank you for practicing. Have a great rest of your week.